We are in the process of wanting to make a couple of church websites that mirror the general concepts that are going on this church's website here. And we're not wanting to duplicate this precisely, but we're just wanting to get these basic ideas. And you'll notice that it pretty much is everywhere along the way having just pieces that are in the middle. And then if there ever is anything else, then it's relatively simple, but it's all straight down the middle, big bars of content sort of thing. We've got two churches that want that general concept right now. And then it's easy enough for us to build this, and not a problem at all for us to do this normally, but we're wanting to have it be that in this case, these churches are going to be having a little bit more control over that than what we would normally be giving them. And so we don't want it to be that we have to step in every single time to change out an image for them for those background images. And at the same time, we're not wanting to do anything very complex with PHP to make it so that it can be done through an extra menu system through the theme customizing type areas. And we do know how to do that. It's not my preference. It makes it more complicated. It means that we need to be continually knowing how other parts of WordPress are functioning to be sure that, and Genesis framework and so forth, to be sure that it is really doing what we want it to do. And so I want something that's simple, direct, easy enough for us to change out, easy enough for us to add in new options for how they can control it if they ever need those. And so then we're going to be using pods. And it's a good friend of ours. It works fairly well, very simple to put together, easy enough to adapt it quickly, even for those of us who are not terribly high skilled. So we've done this thing where we have homepage areas, and then for each one of these things, they show up as one of those sections there on the home page. And you can take a look at what we have here right now. Now, it's terribly ugly right now because the point is not supposed to be to make it look nice. But we have a slideshow here on the top. We have a section underneath it where the image is static, and that's Simon Bolivar in Bolivar, Missouri. And then down at the bottom, we've got me with the Grinch and a service schedule. And this is all set up in here, and we can take a look at how to add a new one. So let's say in addition to our service schedule, we want it to be that we have about the pastor. And so then we say, here is a little info about the pastor. He is cool. And we can make this into H1, and we'll add some more styles actually later on for this sort of thing too. We can make this into H2. Let's center it up, add a little photo down here just to show that we can do that easily enough. We'll upload a photo of, let's make Mr. Colston here be the Colson, I guess, not ton, Colson or Colston, I'm not sure. Make him be the person who is the pastor of this church. He's not actually the pastor, he's passed away. But not the pastor, just Chuck here. And so then we have that set up. That's going to be the content of what we're doing. And then we're going to have a background image. We want our background image to be something super cool and exciting. And let's make it afternoon with the stars. And so we add that file. Oh, it's not really big enough, but that's okay. And then we can do a background color. We can do a background color all on its own if we don't have an image, or even if we do have an image, we actually ultimately could just cover it up completely. In this case, I'm thinking we need some orange. Let's go with some orange. And then down here you can set the opacity. It's really simple. If you have 0, then there's no color at all. If you have 1, then it's only color. Anywhere in between is some level of covering up the background image with color. So we're going to say we want it at a 4. And then do we want padding? Well, we usually do. The only time we don't is if it's a slideshow or something like that where we need to fill up every little bit of it. The content itself, not the background image. The background image is going to fill up the whole thing no matter what, but the content itself, if we need it to go right to the edges, then we can say no. Except for no is actually just not yes. And then this is the fixed background image. Do we want the background image to be fixed? That means that it stays in place like this one, or do we want it to move along with the text like me down here? And in this case, we're going to say, let's make it a fixed background image. And so then we click publish. And now that is live on the website already, but we can go over here and we can move this around to wherever we need it. We don't want about the pastor right at the very top. Let's make it between Welcome to Soma and Service Schedule. Now we refresh over here and we've got our slideshow. Now we've got our new section in there, right? Here's a little info about the pastor. He is cool. That's what we just added in there. And it's so easy to make those things go in there just as we want them to. And because of the nature of the content that we're doing, a lot of times it's going to be very easy to make it responsive as well. We're not having multiple sections next to each other. And so even though I haven't done any work to make this responsive, it's basically responsive right now because we're only doing big chunks of rectangular sections. And we might add a few little bit more complicated parts in places, but that's basically how it works. And it's very easy. No problem at all. Oh, as far as the widgets, then the way this is working here is that it's just a list of all the pods from there. So it just makes a list of them. That's all that's in there. And then if we need to add some more permanent parts that go above, below, or very below, then we can add those in there, or footers or whatever else. We can do it just like we always would. But then the rest of it is going to be coming from those homepage sections. If you have questions about it, let me know. It should be fairly easy to put together these different parts this time. Good luck!